Hey, what's up guys? Dustin here, and in this video, I'm going to go over my 2022 financial plan. This includes my credit card reward strategy, my investment plans, and my investment goals. And this includes how much money I plan to invest and where all that money goes. Now, my strategies are not groundbreaking, and frankly, I don't even think they're that exciting. I'm a pretty boring person, but I feel that it's perfectly fine because sometimes being boring can actually be a good thing. And I have really tried to simplify my financial life in 2021, and for the most part, I think I succeeded. And what that really means is I am no longer chasing every deal out there. I am far more selective for the deals or the offers I go after. Now, my wife and I, we live a pretty low-key lifestyle, and we live well below our means. And because of that, this leaves us quite a bit of money to invest. And in 2022, we've decided to pretty much do away with a hard budget, and instead we are paying ourselves first, and everything that's left over, we can do whatever we want with. This includes potentially paying our mortgage off next year, or maybe making upgrades to our house, or possibly just even investing the money. But odds are we're going to put that money towards the mortgage and hopefully be mortgage free by the end of 2022. And this also keeps us well on track to being financially independent in just a handful of years. Now, my credit card strategy has been the same for a few years now, and that is that I'm going to earn cash back for my day-to-day expenses and open point earning cards for their larger bonuses. And I actually do this for a few reasons. I'm an economy traveler and I prefer Airbnb over hotels, especially for my longer stays. And I am flexible enough on travel locations, so shifting my travel to a lower price destination is not a problem for me. And because of that, I'm always able to find a good deal, either through transfer partners or even cash fares. And with cash back, I'm not limited to certain travel portals with inflated costs or inventory issues. I can also use my cash back to buy points if it makes sense for a particular redemption, or I can use it for any other travel related expenses, or frankly, anything I want. And right now, I'm currently working on the bonus for the Capital One Venture X card, and I should have that finished sometime early Q1 of 2022, but once that happens, odds are I'm going to go back to my normal cash back setup. And that's currently the Citi Custom Cash for groceries, my USAA Cash Rewards Plus card for 5% back on gas, and my USAA Limitless for 2.5% cash back everywhere. Then I just sprinkle in my Chase Freedom Flex and Discover card for their 5% categories as well. But without a doubt, being opportunistic and taking advantage of big point bonuses when they come around is a great and easy way to fill up your points account. Even if you don't redeem your points for crazy maximum value, getting a bonus that is worth $600 or more in value is well worth it. But outside of the bonuses you get from point cards, cashback cards just provide me a better overall return than point cards. Now, if you're someone who travels in premium cabins, this definitely is not going to be true for you, since points still offer much better returns, although that is getting harder as more programs slowly move towards dynamic pricing. But one of the unintended benefits of not traveling as much over the last couple of years is the cashback I've been earning. I've been able to redirect that money into my investment accounts. And these include things like my Roth IRA and even my taxable brokerage account. And I've even cashed out hundreds of thousands of points putting them into these accounts, because I still have plenty of points in my accounts to travel on for the next couple of years. And letting my points just sit there and waste away in these accounts was actually costing me money. And I feel like this has made my strategy even more useful and valuable since my travel has been less. And the reality is, my travel's not going to pick back up until my kids are vaccinated. And since they're under the age of 5, this looks to hopefully be in the first half of 2022, pending the data that comes back from those studies. So while I'm not traveling nearly as much right now, I will keep putting my credit card rewards into those accounts. Then when it comes to my investments, spoiler, I'm extremely boring, and I am perfectly okay with that. I don't do day trading, I don't do options trading or anything exotic like that. I just put my money into index funds. Now, I do use Vanguard for me and my wife, and we have multiple accounts, including our taxable brokerage account, traditional and Roth IRAs. And all of these accounts have the same investment allocation, which is 80% VT-SAX and 20% VT-IAX. And at the time of recording this video, those accounts have about $540,000 in them. I even got to reinvest about $3,000 worth of dividends from Q4 in 2021, so the magic of compounding is busy at work for me. We also have 401ks through work. My 401k is through Merrill Lynch and my wife's 401k is through Fidelity. We also each have an HSA through work as well. Then beyond the accounts for me and my wife, we also have 529 accounts and brokerage accounts for each one of our kids. Now in 2022, we'll be investing what I feel is a decent amount of money. I'll be maxing out both mine and my wife's 401k, and since the 401k limit for 2022 is $20,500 per person, we're going to be contributing $41,000 to our 401k. And since this is also put in pre-tax, this is going to lower our taxable income by $41,000. Now, I do get a 6% match and my wife gets a 5% match from our employers, so we're going to get roughly $10,000 in free money, making our total 401k contributions for 2022 about $51,000. And if you're someone who can't max out your 401k, that is perfectly fine. But you should definitely and absolutely be taking advantage of your company's match if you have one. That is free money, and you don't want to be leaving free money on the table. Now, I have my 401k invested in a Russell 1000 index fund, and my wife's 401k will be invested in an S&P 500 index fund. But the options for our 401ks are pretty limited, but the good news is the fees on those accounts are pretty low. I also get a 15% employer match on company stock I purchase, up to $270 per year. So I'm going to take full advantage of that, putting in about $1,800 per year. Then my wife and I were both going to max out our Roth IRAs, which we can and will contribute $6,000 per person for a total of $12,000. Both my wife and I have an HSA that we get through work, and we both get a company match for the contributions that we make to our HSA. And actually, by splitting us up onto different insurances, it actually saves us about $2,000 per year in insurance premiums instead of having us all under one family plan. So running those numbers for yourself and possibly splitting your family up onto different plans could potentially save you a lot of money. But we're going to contribute $6,200 to our HSAs, and we're going to get $1,000 in employer matches. Our contributions here are also pre-tax money, so this is again going to lower our taxable income by another $6,200. Then with your HSA, you can actually invest your HSA money so that it can start working for you, which is what we will do. And what I love about the HSA is the triple tax advantage that they provide. So I will be investing that money until we need it for medical expenses. Then lastly, me and my wife, we're going to put $300 per week into our taxable brokerage account, which comes out to $15,600 for the year, and it's going to stay this way until our mortgage is paid off, at which point we'll really boost this number up. So for me and my wife, we'll be roughly investing about $70,000 of our own money into our investment and retirement accounts for this year, with a combination of pre-tax and post-tax money. When you account for the 401k matches, this is roughly going to be $80,000. Then when you add in the HSA and the HSA contributions, all together we'll be investing around $87,000. Then as for our kids, when we put $1,000 into their 529 account, we get a $300 match from the state of Maine. So that is free money for them. So we're going to put $1,000 for them in each of those accounts throughout the year. And that is also going to be invested so it grows for them. And lastly, for our kids, we do put $100 per month in a brokerage account for them. This way we can maybe give them a leg up when they start their lives, maybe after high school or college. And we're in a financial spot or financial position where we can afford to do that. And it doesn't hinder our goals, so why not try to set them up for a better life, right? Isn't that always the goal for your kids? Now, as I told you, I am a pretty boring person in terms of both my credit card strategy and my investment strategy, but they not only provide me with what I feel great value, but they also aren't time consuming, and that is something I really value. But putting away about $80,000 into investment and retirement accounts is a lot of money, and I can't control the market, and I'm not going to try to time the market, so I'm just going to contribute on a regular basis and use dollar cost averaging for my investments and go about my life spending time on things that really matter to me and things I enjoy doing. And while my wife and I do choose to live below our means, I don't feel like we sacrifice living to make that happen. Anything and everything we really want, we have. We just don't value high-end material possessions. We value experiences far more. So by living below our means, it allows us to invest more money so we don't have to work until we're in our 60s. And I do hope that in the later half of 2022, my family can start traveling again and I can start showing my kids what this world has to offer, because I have some points burning a hole in my pocket and I really do look forward to new credit card offers coming our way so I can take full advantage of them. So you know what? Let me know, what are your financial plans for 2022? Now, if you enjoyed this video, then consider giving it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe to the channel. If you know someone who would find this video useful and helpful, consider sharing with them, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.